Hi, Jay Frederick Smith here, Continental Realty of Jackson. We're at 1915 Willesdon Drive in Sutton Lakes neighborhood in sunny Jacksonville. It's a beautiful day today. We're going to be looking at this nice pool home that's actually also on some water in the Sutton Lakes neighborhood. Thought first, of course, you'd like to get a look at what the street looks like. This is a newer neighborhood, very well taken care of, nice size homes, a good neighborhood. There is an HOA, of course, as you would expect for this kind of a neighborhood here. And we're going to walk around first on the outside of the house. Parts of this home are two-story. Over the garage is probably some office space. I see the big windows up there, but we will get a closer look. Wooden fence with a double gate, so it's easy for you to bring your trailer or large truck or other large vehicles into the back, into the pool area, where you will also have a nice view of the pond. Pool equipment here, and the AC compressor also. We've got pavers all the way from the gate there, along the side of the house, into the back area. This house along the side, first off, we're looking at Hardy board, which is a fiber cement board. It's not the lap siding, it's just panels, but it's still cement panels, which is really good because they're so resistant to moisture damage. The roof looks nice, not bad, although the fascia does look a little stained. I'm not seeing a problem actually with the roof itself. The place along the ridge line here, where you can see you've got some black, that's mostly from sealant to make sure that the roof is not damaged. Now, one thing is that you can see is that the cement boards are applied over the top of a metal trim piece, and that flashing really keeps the water out of the house. That's the most important thing. You'll see those screw holes there, but mostly that's just from the contractor when he installed them, not putting anything to hide those. It's all just fine. So we're going to continue on in the back here without getting our pool guy in the video. And we'll take a look at the water feature, or the water that you can see from the backyard and the rest of the deck. We've got a nice little orange tree here, it looks like, that's producing and dropping fruit on the ground. So hopefully somebody will be able to pick that up and trim it up and get that looking nice. The water here is beautiful, nice view, very picturesque. This is a great place for me to sit down with a cup of coffee in the morning and my, well, I would say newspaper, but these days it would just be my tablet and my local news organization to get my morning going. Very, very nice. The backyard is spacious, plenty of room for gardening or other things. We've got some banana trees back in that back corner here. A small little palm. Take a few years for that guy to get big, but eventually it will. And we already saw the oranges. So the backyard is nice and big, pretty clean. The paver goes all the way around the pool to the other side, and we'll get to that in a minute, but let's take a look at the pool itself. So you've got a kidney-shaped pool, poured cement pool deck. There's no diving board or anything. It doesn't look like the kind of pool that you would use for that, but possibly there's a water feature. I can't be sure, but possibly there's a water feature simply because of this raised step area here on the one side. There is an awning also underneath the screened pool cover that's nice for keeping the sun off of you. You can put your chair up there if you're not interested in getting the sun close to the double sliding doors, and that would be great. So there is, as I'm looking around here, a little bit of damage on the wall, exterior wall. The cement fiber board has suffered a little damage, maybe from something banging into it. Also, a lot of the nails along the edge here have popped. Those all need to be refastened, tapped back in, or replaced for screws, which is actually the more appropriate way of installing this kind of material. The trim around the windows needs some work, needs to be cleaned up. And the caulking, really needs to be cleaned up. It's not in that great of shape. It does look like it's solid. I'm not seeing any rot, but you know, the paint trim, for example, along this edge here is pretty rotten. Mostly what you've got is rain that's spilling down, you know, with the wind blowing and hitting this wood, and the wood has just not been properly treated for that, especially when you've got metal like nail heads sticking up out where they're exposed. So that's just an issue that is easily fixed. Doesn't take too long. Could have somebody to get this window rewrapped and all of that cleaned up. Really, for, you know, for a window like this, maybe 50 bucks to have it all done. Would be easy to do. So let's go ahead and continue around and at least take a look at the other side of the pool. I don't really have enough room to squeeze in through that, but when this tree gets a little bigger, I'm sure it'll be okay. Problem is, it's pretty close. You know, when you have a tree that close to your path, what that does is the tree, as it expands, the roots start to press in, and you know, it probably will crack that up. I'd say maybe that guy needs to be dug up and moved back about another 2 feet. But that's just me. You do have what looks like maybe possibly some lighting in here, or maybe those are just globes, I don't know. Bamboo. Okay, so the thing about bamboo is, in my opinion, it's a noxious weed. Yeah, because you see, it is so easy for this stuff to get out of control. It will take over literally everything. You have to be back here messing with it all the time. And so anyway, that's just me. Personally, I'd be ousting that stuff and putting something else in its place that's not going to be so hard to deal with. But anyway, continuing on here, we'll just get back to this side of the property where we've got some bamboo, or not some bamboo, but some banana trees from the years prior. We had some pretty cold days last year, which probably would have killed these guys off. They got to a good size. Unfortunately, probably nothing to do about that now. There is wood stacked here for fire. There's some kind of a little storage shed there that's probably good. I don't know whether the heat lamps would stay or go. I don't know really, or what is along the side there. But we'll get into the inside and we'll take a look at that, and then maybe we can go back around from the front and explore that part of the exterior of the house. I just love this view. And being able to be next to the pool and have that view at the same time, I think, is fabulous. Now, I'm not sure what it is that they're storing in this little shed here because it's locked. And I don't know whether that shed stays or goes, but that's definitely something that would be negotiable either way. Okay, we're getting up to the front door here. Well, let's just take a quick peek around this side. Just a quick peek. So volcanic rock down on the beds around the side of the house, the front of the house, needs to be cleaned up a little bit. But still, it looks nice, and it's not really common to see that. There's several large trees here, or trees that are going to be large. What are these? These are some kind of a arborvitae, a big arborvitae. That's what these are. You know, they're really great for the amount of shade that they deliver, but they can be invasive, they can be intrusive, and they can cause problems. As you can see, you've got a lot of moss and whatnot on the fence. A lot of that is a result of the arborvitae here. The darkness also is good for the ivy and whatnot that grows, which really needs to be removed from the side of the house, because that will penetrate the walls, and then you're going to have real problems. When you have ground cover like that, any kind of plant next to the side of your house, close to the wall, that's a location where you're going to find bugs intruding as well. So I would suggest that if you get this house, that this all be cleaned out and everything that is green is pushed back at least 2 feet from the wall, so you don't have a risk of that attracting ants or termites or other things to your property. You definitely don't want that. We got some mosquitoes here that are ready to enjoy the new visitors. Don't see any on me, but maybe we will later. Hopefully not. Okay, we're coming up on the door here, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy open, and we'll see you on the inside.